What's going on, everyone? This is Beezimus back with some more Marvel's Avengers. This is a little bit of a redo from my last video. I just never finished all 8 missions of the Mega Hive with Hulk, so kind of have to start over with Thor here. There's some special modifiers. It looks like they've changed the torpedo to only help out the player. I could be wrong about that, but from what I've seen, it seems to be only the players have increased damage. That's pretty handy, so you will notice me spamming the range moves a lot. I'm sorry, it just does a lot more damage, keeps you safe, you're kind of at a distance. So I would suggest you do the same if you're running through the Mega Hives and you've got the same modifier. I mean, in all fairness, they give you the special modifier, and being the Mega Hive, if you go down, you can't revive. It'll have to rotate to the next hero, so you really need to use what the game gives you. Also, for anybody watching who's not played the game or familiar with it, this is some late game content, so you do need to be level 140 or above, and as a matter of fact, you really want your full team to be level 140 or above, and the Mega Hive is a solo activity. So again, all 4 of your own team members really need to be 140 or above in case your hero goes down. You'll have to have another one to switch to. I haven't really had to deal with that a whole lot yet, because I just haven't went down on the Mega Hives. They seem to have plenty of modifiers to, I guess, increase your heroics and quicker takedowns and the increased range damage that I tend to use a lot. That you just need to play a little bit more careful on something like this when you know the stakes are high. You got 8 missions here, you need to play it careful. And from what I understand, you need to imagine those 8 missions as almost continuous. The way they explain it makes it seem like, if you lose a hero on part 1, then part 2 you're going to be down that hero. I don't personally know this, because again, I just haven't went down, but that's kind of the way they make it seem. Like all of the 8 missions are connected, and each mission's usually going to have 5 or 6 waves. This one's the start, so I'm just now kind of getting into the hive here. You got to kind of fight your way in, and then we'll actually start the progression of the different floors, similar to the Elite Hive missions. Also for this mission I chose Thor, just because he can block the projectiles with Odin Force, he can heal himself with Odin Force. He's got pretty good crowd control, pretty good defense, pretty good ranged. I'm a little bit of a Thor fanboy if you can't tell. So about him, Iron Man and Hulk are the ones I like to use. I'm not saying any of them are really better. Those are just the ones that I prefer. I think they're all pretty good balance between characters. I'm just a little bit more personal preference to Thor or Iron Man, and kind of reason being of both those two is they're just cool characters, but for gameplay, they're kind of different characters, as like Thor will be able to smash the doors open to get you loot, and Iron Man can hack the doors open, so I've got kind of one of each, depending on who I'm playing with. If I'm doing multiplayer, playing with a buddy, I've got kind of one of each, so we can always make sure that we can get both types of doors open. But that's just personal preference. You do what you want. Alright, so the first group of enemies is down. We can finally make our way into the Mega Hive, floor 1 of the Mega Hive. And from here on out, I'm going to edit out these elevator sequences, just to kind of save time. I'm sure you don't really need to see the whole Avengers just standing in an elevator during the loading here. I do appreciate the elevator loading scenes, just as a way to kind of hide them. But again, it's just something to kind of shorten the video here, make it a little bit more fluid as we move on.
Every member of the elite team must be defeated. One of their agents is down. Excellent. Another agent down. Well done. That squad member has been neutralized. The team are no longer a threat. Destroy the AIM power cores.
Alright, so that was floor 1 complete. Wasn't too bad. Just kind of beating up some enemies. You'll find they're really pretty similar objectives to a lot of the other missions. Beat up some dudes, destroy the cores, hold the points, stuff like that. So if you've done the Elite Hives, it's nothing too different. If anything, I would actually say that these are easier. I know, call me crazy, but like I think with the modifiers, it makes it easier. The risk is definitely higher of going down and stuff like that, but I swear the actual gameplay is easier. Sometimes too, whenever you start out on a floor and they want you to beat up a group of enemies, it's not like for the objective, they're just kind of in your way. Sometimes you can just kind of fly past them and cheese that floor, just skip that first group of enemies. If it doesn't say it's a requirement to take them out, you don't have to. It just kind of depends if you're wanting to kind of, I wouldn't say cheat, but skip ahead a few things, and you could hurt yourself on missing out on some gear, because essentially every enemy has the potential to drop legendary as far as I'm concerned. So that's up to you. I know some of these are just kind of long, and a lot of people aren't wanting to run through 8 Mega Hive missions solo to essentially get 2 rewards. Which, I mean, let's be real, that's what we're all doing this for, is for the exotic rewards. I mean, I like the gameplay and all, but 8 missions to have to do within a week, that's pretty steep.
Use the terminal. I'll get you past security. Destroy all the power cores.
Alright, moving on. Here we are, floor 2. We just need to complete the objective, destroying all the power cores. Again, I'm trying to use my ranged move with that hammer as much as possible with the increased damage. I'm sure there's better characters if you want to use a character with some better ranged on these, if you got the same modifiers. I would just suggest that you pay attention to that before you start a mission. Try to pay attention to what they are and maybe choose a character based on that. Again, that's why I would say it's always going to be better to have more characters at a higher level, so you've got a little bit of flexibility. If you're Hulk, I just don't know if that range modifier really helps you out a whole lot. I know he's alright at range, it's just a little slow for me. I think Thor's a little bit better of a combo between the melee and ranged. But that's just my personal opinion.
Not your smart. Here's an energy boost.
Alright, so here we are, we're just the last core to complete the objective on this floor. And then they'll want us to secure the area, just clear the rest of the enemies, and then we can move on to floor 3. almost halfway
All
there.
power cores destroyed.
These are a little bit longer. They usually take about a half hour to complete each step.
If you can gain control of AIM's network temporarily, I can infiltrate their security system. AIM will attempt to initiate a shutdown protocol if they gain access to the terminals. You cannot let them.
Alright, so on this wave, it's just going to be controlling the little terminal pads. I'm not sure why I'm so focused on trying to fight this guy in the beginning. It's just not really necessary.
AIM is trying to
You just
remove
really
me
need
from their
to
system.
take over the pads and kind of kill the enemies when you can. It definitely is helpful. The less enemies you have, the less likely they are to take a pad. But really, you just need to concern yourself with taking the pads. This is one of the easier objectives. The AI is not too harsh on trying to constantly take these over. It seems like they've only got
Inside AIM's
like a
security
select
system.
amount of enemies, like with the little white markers above their head that actually go to take the objective. The rest just kind of stand there and fight you. So hey, I'm not complaining.
Beginning infiltration.
Look, I can see this guy in the distance. Well, actually two of them with the little white objectives. So you see, I'm just going to go ahead and take this guy out to stop him from ever taking the pad in the first place.
That helps, thank you. All beginning infiltration. That helps, thank you. Beginning infiltration.
So here in a few seconds, you'll see me get my butt handed to me by that big exosuit. Just had a couple bad blocks and dodges. Kind of double punched me there, which hurt really good, and I got no heroics, so things were looking bad. But one thing you got to keep in mind is you don't have to hold every pad. If things go bad, get out of there. As long as you're holding two of them, or even get one, or fly away and come get it and get out of there, it's going to be more important to stay alive, especially in the Mega Hive. So again, just keep that in mind. If things get hairy, get out of there, go get another pad. You don't have to hold all three.
An elite AIM team is close by and on alert. Updating your HUD.
Alright, so this is floor 4 out of 6. We're a little over halfway there. Looks like they are having us fight this group of enemies before we can actually get to the main objective of the floor. Similar to how most floors do it, not everyone. And again, you might be able to just cheese past these guys if you want to just fly past them and try to activate the panel. So you can do the next objective. Again, you might be skipping yourself out of a little bit of loot. Didn't look like I got anything there anyway.
Every member of the elite team must be defeated.
So this part of the floor is the actual main objective of the floor. So once we complete this, we'll move on to the next one. I mean, if you're confused, a good way to tell is the top left. It'll tell you kind of the actual mission objective. If it's not saying anything there, then those aren't really necessary to complete the mission, whereas these guys are 100% necessary to beat in order to progress further. So we'll slap these guys around and we'll get moving on to the next floor. You'll notice, I'm sure you've dealt with a lot plenty yourself, these guys have a pretty good shield layer. So you do need to be careful with these guys. Anytime there's an elite team, they've always got this kind of overshield layer that you need to take out before you can actually start damaging them. Some kind of nano layer or something. I can't remember how the story explained it. Again, just kind of use your ranged moves if you can. We want to manipulate and abuse that modifier as much as we possibly can. Alright, so kind of working our way through. This will be the second one down. We'll have some peon enemies spawning in here. I guess it's kind of handy to take them out. It's not necessary. Those guys will disappear once you actually defeat the elite team. So I don't know, I'd fight them as much as you want. Like I say, really you just need to take out the actual elite team, and the rest of those guys usually disappear once you're done with the floor. Again, up to you. I don't know. I'm trying to burn through these quickly because you got 8 missions, about a half hour each. That's about 4 hours of gameplay you need to do for the 2 pieces of exotic gear. Granted, you'll get a lot more legendary and stuff along the way, resources. But man, it's quite a bit of gameplay they want you to do for those exotics. So I don't know, anything you can do to help speed it up, I'm game. But hey, I don't mean to complain. I understand exotic gear is, well, exotic and it should be tougher to get. And to be fair, they did actually increase the rewards on the Mega Hive to guarantee 2 exotics for completion.
No longer a threat. Head for the location on your HUD.
Alright, so that's probably enough talk about the rewards for doing the Mega Hive. Again, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. I'm okay with the way it is in game. I'd be excited to see more methods or mission types to earn the exotics, which I'm sure more is coming. And there's the new Tachyon Rift they got now with the Cosmic Gear. The piece I got from doing that looks like it was just a legendary with a Cosmic status on it. I'm not exactly sure what the whole Cosmic Gear is about. But you know, there's more to do, different types, different missions and stuff like that, and a lot more coming in the future. I guess we'll have to wait and see what the future holds for Marvel's Avengers. I know it seems like they've got a lot planned. I would like to see them add a mission like this that's co-op, where you've got a chance for some exotic gear awards playing with your buddy. I like the aspect of this one being single player, but it'd be nice to have a multiplayer option. And maybe that was their thoughts for the Tachyon Rifts. I'm not really sure. I didn't know if that one came with exotic gear. The only thing I saw on that was Cosmic, and maybe Cosmic can be exotic. Who knows? Honestly, it just seems like they got a lot coming for this game, and it seems to be worth to stick around if you're one of the few people that are. Anyway, back to the mission here. Once we're done beating up this guy, we're still on floor 5 out of 6. Again, that was just kind of a preliminary group to take out before we get to the actual objective, which turns out to be the same thing, except it's going to be a little bit of a tougher team here. So once we defeat these guys, then that will have cleared floor 5, and then we can move to the final floor. Again, this is still the first mission in the Mega Hive mission chain. So again, the Mega Hive is actually a mission chain and not a mission, where this is a Heroic Gauntlet Part 1, but it's Part 1 through 8 that is the total Mega Hive. Again, pretty lengthy mission, but you'll get 2 guaranteed exotics out of it. So if you're up level 140 and you got your, at least a couple people in your crew that level, might be worth checking out for those exotic pieces. I have not been able to get exotics anywhere else. Leave a note in the comments or something if you can find exotics elsewhere. I would like to know. Thank you. Hey, remember that ranged modifier? Yeah, pretty well just took out that guy in one hammer throw. So again, be using the range on this. It seems like they took away the AI to have the increased rain damage and just gave it to you. So hey, use what they give you. Call it cheap or whatever you want. But these missions are tough, and if you're going down, you're going to have to cycle to the next hero. Which also I've heard means the gear you get cycles to that hero. So if I'm playing as Thor right now, I want my gear to end up on Thor, so I really don't want to go down.
The enemies have been defeated. An elite AIM team is close by and on alert. Updating your HUD.
Alright, so this is the last floor of the first mission on the Mega Hive. Yeah, we'll just kind of beat this preliminary group of baddies, and then we'll move on to the actual objective, which I'm assuming is just defeat a group of enemies when they're saying elite team. So yeah, we'll just continue on beating these guys up, and we're almost finished with part 1. Not too bad. I haven't really had a lot of trouble with going down yet, so if anybody's out there nervous about doing this, they do seem to put some modifiers in to kind of help you out, stay alive. I wouldn't say I'm a pro player by any means, so if I can handle this, I think you can too.
Every member of the elite team must be defeated.
Alright, so that's pretty much what I thought. We just need to defeat this elite team, and we'll finish the step 1 of the Mega Hive quest chain. Again, we'll have to keep going to actually get the exotic rewards, 8 missions in total. I've said this a lot, so hopefully you don't forget. I know there's probably a few people out there who are a little confused, complete the first mission, say, hey, where the heck's my reward? And you gotta keep going. I say it's kind of lengthy, but I'm glad they at least divided it up, so that way, if you do have any internet issues or game issues or anything like that, at least you can complete a chunk of it rather than having to do all of the waves at once. Because there is another one that I did, it's like one of the mission objective quests for the Avengers initiative, and the final one had 14 waves. That's the one that you do for the Darkhold artifact. Luckily I got through the first one no problem, but I can only imagine if you're 8 or 10 waves in and had an internet or game issue or something. Yeah, I don't really know what to fix about that. I kind of like the longer challenge, but man, I just don't like to trust a game to have to run for more than 30 minutes without any issues. I mean, nothing against Avengers, I don't care what game it is. I just don't like online sessions for more than 30 minutes, just for the sake of losing progress. Alrighty then, that was Heroic Gauntlet number 1 completed of the Mega Hive. Again, we're going to have to keep going on to complete the Mega Hive and get the sweet exotic rewards, so I'll have more coming on that. I may kind of condense them into one video. We'll see.
Excellent work. You've dealt another blow to AIM. You're not finished yet.
So I just did a little freeze frame here to kind of show you the actual mission rewards. They are a little weak. I do wish that you got something better at the end of each Heroic Gauntlet. I don't know. I mean, I like the units and I like the fragments. Just be nice to get some better gear, but I guess you're doing this for the exotic anyway. Anyway, here at the end, just kind of clearing out some gear. Didn't get any exotics, of course. That's the final mission. So again, I'll put up another video or two about the final one and kind of the reward tier and stuff. So thanks for watching. Leave a like, interact. It'd be real cool. But if you're not a cool person, I guess do what you want. Alright, take care. Bye.